Thank you so much for watching Landumc Goes There. Please subscribe and hit the like button and the bell notification button. True Lies is a 1994 action comedy film that was written and directed by James Cameron. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis, along with Tom Arnold, Bill Paxton, Art Malik, and Tia Carrere in supporting roles. The storyline goes that Harry Tasker, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, leads a double life. At work, he's a government agent with a license to do just about anything he wants to do. But while he's at home, he pretends to be a very dull computer salesman. He's on the trail of stolen nuclear weapons that are in the hands of fanatic terrorists when something more important comes up. Harry finds his wife is seeing another man, played by Bill Paxton. All this because she feels like she needs some more adventure in her life. And Harry decides to give that to her, juggling pursuits of terrorists on one hand and adventure for his wife on the other, while showing he can tango all at once. The movie was a box office success, opening in 2,368 theaters in the U.S. and Canada, and it ranked number 1 in the U.S. box office that opening weekend, grossing $26 million and beating out, believe it or not, Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump jumped to the top spot again the following week, with True Lies falling right behind. In total, the production grossed $146 million in the U.S. and Canada, and $232 million in the rest of the world, making it the third highest grossing film of 1994, behind The Lion King and Forrest Gump. When Harry tells Gib that Helen is having an affair, Gib tells a story about his second wife taking everything when she left him, even the ice cube trays in the freezer. This line of dialogue is a direct reference to Tom Arnold's divorce from Roseanne Barr that happened about this same time. It's reported that she took the ice cube trays from the freezer as well. Arnold told this story to James Cameron, the director, on the set, saying, "What kind of a sick person takes the ice cube trays out of the freezer?" Cameron thought the line was hilarious, so he incorporated it into the film. Arnold Schwarzenegger's biggest challenge for the movie was not doing all the physical stunts, but learning to dance a tango. He had to take dancing lessons to realistically perform the dance. He rehearsed the scene for about 6 months, as he wanted to make sure that he was at least as good at the tango as Al Pacino was in Scent of a Woman. It's said that Schwarzenegger had a real close call with death on the set of the film, when a horse he was riding during one of the film's most memorable action sequences got spooked by a camera boom and started rearing up near the edge of a very steep drop-off, about a 90-foot cliff. Arnold somehow managed to slip off the horse just in time, and a stuntman pulled him to safety. Tom Arnold didn't expect to get this role in the movie at all. He just went to the audition, mostly for the chance to meet director James Cameron. He did some scenes with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Cameron immediately noticed the chemistry between these two actors. Afterwards, Tom joked to Cameron that Schwarzenegger's not that big. I think I can take him. This greatly amused the director and kind of sealed the deal with him getting this role. Cameron said that the idea for the film was suggested to him by Arnold Schwarzenegger, whose brother-in-law, Robert Schreiber, had shown him a French film called The Jackpot. Schwarzenegger wanted to do a film like that because he thought the super secret agent character was an interesting one. Cameron was really surprised at this because he had never seen Schwarzenegger suggest a project based solely on his interest in a character. After watching that original film, Cameron loved the idea of presenting a secret agent with nearly unlimited professional resources as a family man, which basically asked the question, who would James Bond be if he got home and had to answer to his wife? Jamie Lee Curtis said that in her contract, Arnold Schwarzenegger was to get top billing, then the title, and then it would have said starring Jamie Lee Curtis. But when James Cameron finished editing the film, he saw that the film was really a domestic epic. It's a film about marriage. So Cameron phoned up Schwarzenegger and asked him if it would be okay to put Jamie Lee Curtis's name next to his before the title. Schwarzenegger immediately agreed to this. As Curtis later said, in the world of show business, the credit is such a coveted, negotiable commodity that for Arnold to give her billing before the title was a really sweet move on his part. The striptease scene in the film is probably one of the biggest standouts in it, and it received so much criticism from the feminist element. But director Cameron didn't care, neither did Jamie Lee Curtis. She had heavy input into how the scene played out. Originally, the idea was for her to go completely nude, but in the dark so that you could only see her silhouette. It was actually Curtis's own suggestion to do it in full light while keeping her underwear on. She demonstrated to Cameron beforehand how she would do it, and in the end, everybody praised this scene as being liberating for Helen. One of the more interesting parts of that scene is that the bra and matching panties that she wears during that scene were Jamie Lee Curtis's own. She rehearsed the scene over and over with the director, and it was there that the fall she makes in the middle of the dance was conceived. It didn't happen spontaneously during the actual shooting, as is often claimed. But they did hide this fact from Arnold Schwarzenegger. He wasn't told at all beforehand that it was going to happen. This is why you see Harry briefly sit up in alarm. Realizing that he's breaking character, he then relaxes. They did another take of the same gag, but Harry's reaction didn't look as spontaneous, so they left the first one in. Go back and watch this fascinating film from the early 90s. It's a good one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll continue to chase the classics.